Today we have a messy back-end question submitted by one of our listeners. She says, how in the world can I ever build a business while having children at home? Are there any tricks on how to accomplish this without just not sleeping at all?
Or work smarter, not harder. Use technology where it's appropriate. Is to rely on the support of friends, family, and even like other people in your industry who kind of know what this is like and what you're going through. And number 4 is to train yourself to work in situations and times when you aren't naturally at your best or going to do your best creative work.
Yeah. I think we could talk the whole 10 minutes on that.
I know. It is hard. It is hard. And a lot of the advice, a lot of productivity advice, a lot of advice, especially because I'm a writer and I work with writers, a lot of advice for writers is, get in your set up your special desk facing the window or not facing the window, have your cup of tea, and then you're in the mood. And I understand the principle behind it. It puts your brain in that space to work, to create. But if you've got small kids or if you've got other life events, and something throws that off, you don't want to not be able to work.
That actually totally reminds me. I was watching one of my favorite experts that I love to watch, and she was basically saying, she's like, multitasking is fantastic if we're good at it. If we're not good at multitasking, you end up just doing partial tasking, and it's not quite as good as completing things.
So, you are absolutely right, Nate, that multitasking is not as good as monotasking. You're not going to do as good of a job, but when you're a mother or even a father working at home, it's not going to be gender specific, but you have to multitask sometimes or it doesn't get done. And you kind of have to train your brain to multitask as good as it can to do that. And the baby steps are, it's part of that, training you to work in situations you don't really like, situations you're not really doing your best work.
Right, but I've got anecdotes out my messy back.
I do want to stress that getting the support of your community is more than getting childcare. It's getting someone who is going to listen to you on the days that it's going to be hard, and it's going to be hard a lot of days. And that's why it's not just family or friends who maybe aren't trying to work from home with little kids, other people who are working in the same field as you, who are having these experiences and do know what it's like.
Other people who understand when you say, my autoresponder broke and I'm starting a launch next week. Can you help me for 10 minutes? A lot of our non-entrepreneur friends would be like, are you talking Spanish?
I know, which as wonderful and supportive as my husband is, that he'll